We've been talking a lot about the Utah Jazz making big trades, and one of the names we've talked a lot about in those trade rumors, guys like Mike Conley and his connections to the Clippers, and we've told you all about how the Jazz are leading the way and being the most aggressive suitors for John Collins. We've told you about that for weeks, and in fact, now it's been over a month since we told you that, and the national media is finally picking up on it. Yesterday, and it's quite remarkable that finally, I think, the Utah Jazz are getting close to making a deal. And I say that's quite remarkable because these are deals that probably should have been done over the summer. And if the Clippers had their way, I have to believe that they would have traded for Mike Conley in July when they had the opportunity to do that and chose John Wall instead. I think now that experiment hasn't worked out for LA, but will the LA Clippers make a move for Mike Conley? The other thing that I think is so fascinating about the Utah Jazz is just how many relationships Danny Ainge has built up across the NBA. And one of the things that I hear a lot about is the intimidation factor of Danny after the Timberwolves and the Cavs deal, that a lot of NBA general managers, Jake, are reticent to do deals with Danny because they're worried about getting beat badly in those deals like the Timberwolves. Do you think that's a realistic concern for GMs?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a realistic concern for GMs. I mean, I think when you look at life, like anytime you're going to have a conversation with someone where you need something or you want something and they've proven to, get more value than maybe you want to give up, like I think that I'm not going to sit here and say GMs are intimidated, but I do think that GMs are like, okay, we need to be careful here. Like, Danny is a really savvy operator. Danny knows what he's doing. He has a proven track record, and we need to be careful not to get fleeced here, And so to me, yeah, I think that is real. I think if I was a GM and I, was open for business on John Collins and I knew that Danny coveted John Collins, I would still talk to Danny, but I think you have to be careful, man. Like, you can't give up the entire farm in a deal to Danny after he paints a picture. But that's kind of what I've been speaking on this week and the last week. Like, Danny is elite at painting the picture about, hey, this is what Mike Conley will do for your team. It's not just about the money here, guys. Like, it's about, hey, this is what Mike can do for your team. Hey, by the way, you have this young point guard that really could use some mentorship, and Mike can do that. Like, Danny is really good at painting that picture, and I really think that that's what allows him to get these guys and really like get deals done that are like, maybe more value than other people in the league thought he would get. So to me, yeah, I think the Danny, I don't even know what word you want to use because I don't think it needs to be a negative thing. But like the
Danny factor,
yeah, like the maybe like the awareness of Danny Ainge's ability, or like
his prowess,
his prowess, exactly.
His track record for dominating fools.
Like, people know that Danny's good at what he does.
Danny Ainge convinced the Minnesota Timberwolves to pay Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns a combined $100 million a season.
The two towers.
And there was no illegal illicit drugs involved, from what I understand. Like, that's crazy.
Dude.
I mean, he there's no doubt now that he won that trade. Tony Jones had a really good piece in The Athletic this week about how the Timberwolves didn't want to trade Walker Kessler, and Danny essentially massaged them into trading Walker Kessler.
Yeah.
I thought that was a fascinating look at how good Danny Ainge is at his job. And I was talking to an NBA guy yesterday who said Danny Ainge is absolutely an intimidator. He's a guy that, it's hard to feel good about the deal you're making with Danny Ainge. And I actually think that's a very good thing. That's how it should be. You don't want easy deals done. Like, when you make a deal, you want a guy that is going to make your deal on your behalf that's going to win. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what Danny Ainge is. I think the Mike Conley Clipper deal is really important because I think that Mike is a guy, and it's not a money thing at this point. You've paid the bulk of Mike's money. He's on a non-guaranteed deal next year. So you have that flexibility, but I think when you recognize how close the Clippers are, and I don't know how many people are watching Kawhi Leonard right now, and you're going to see him up close and personal tonight, or maybe they don't play him on the back-to-back, I don't know. But you look at the way that Kawhi Leonard's performing right now, it's nothing short of sensational. He is back to dunking on people. He's shooting the three really well. Kawhi Leonard's playing really good basketball, and they just can't count on John Wall. And I think if you put Mike Conley into that lineup, it makes everybody from Paul George and Kawhi to Ivica Zubac better players. And it's just a matter of what does Danny end up prying away from the Clippers in that deal, and if it's a two-teamer or if it's a three-teamer. Because I also think, as we've talked about extensively on the show, most of these deals and the deals of consequence, I think, really have to be three-team deals to maximize the return. And to make all parties feel like they got something of value. It's very difficult right now for the Jazz to do deals like that on their own because I think you're limited in the assets that you have. And you're certainly not going to give up any assets in trade for this coming draft. That would be foolish based on where the Jazz are and where they're going. But I don't believe, based on what I've heard, I don't believe that the future draft capital for the Jazz is off the table in trades. I don't. I think they have amassed so much future draft capital that they can easily move those picks in deals. So it feels like the Jazz are sitting in a really good spot. And this John Collins deal, Jake, in particular, is one that I find particularly interesting because now we're starting to see that the national media is finally, they're catching up to the Monty Show.
Right.
And I know that we move,
Yes.
much more quickly than most people do. But, if somebody could get to Shams and let him know that the Monty Show here,
Hey, Monty.
the hacks on YouTube.
Yeah.
Let them know that we've been reporting this since July and really in recent times since December. And then really we got specific with that trade. And the report you're seeing on the screen is from The Athletic with Shams reporting it. Now, listen, I'm not one that keeps receipts. Well, actually, I am. If you look, here's the exact trade that we told you about. This exact deal is being talked about nationally now, and we had that deal a month ago. And so, again, I always, like to pat myself on the back. It's why I have a bum shoulder.
Right.
The angle stuff.
Right.
But really, my point is...
The angle stuff.
The angle's tough, man. But the point is, we've been telling you for well over a month now that the Jazz have been aggressively pursuing John Collins. And I think it is, whether it's Dario Saric or somebody else, I still maintain the Atlanta Hawks and the Phoenix Suns with the Utah Jazz. That's the best deal on the open market for John Collins.
Well, don't make any mistake about it. I mean, these are not new conversations.
No, they are not.
I think a lot of times, and this also, and this is my opinion, I think that Danny is able to operate even more so than he was in Boston because he's in Utah. So he can kind of fly under the radar and maybe have some conversations that don't catch up to Shams or Woj or any of these other guys until a month later. So to me, I just think that you put a guy like Danny Ainge in a position to drive the car, and you also tell him, hey, we're going to give you the perfect environment to operate in, where the national media is probably going to be at least 3 to 4 weeks behind everything you do.
Yes.
That puts him in a prime position to operate and have conversations. And I think that Danny also understands how to use the media to also get what he wants. So to me, I just think Danny has everything he needs to do the absolute best deals. And so what does that mean for you as a Utah Jazz fan? Well, that means that you should be optimistic and excited about what this team is going to be in 2 seasons because I think we've been saying for a minute now that we would expect, right? Not hope, but expect this team to be a 4 to 7 seed next year in the playoffs. We would expect them to be right in the middle of that thing next season. So to me, this trade deadline is super important. And I just believe in the NBA when you hear, the same names and the same teams going at it for 6-8 weeks trying to put a deal together, a deal is going to get done because the Hawks at the end of the day need to do this deal desperately. They have to get this done if they have any chance of pushing through the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, and I also think it's one of those things where when you look at what the Jazz have to offer, nobody's going to be able to provide, again, Atlanta in this particular case, nobody's going to be able to provide Atlanta the value that the Jazz can, whether that is picks and talent. I mean, if you are the Atlanta Hawks and you're finally getting Clint Capella back, and if you wind up trading John Collins and you add a Malik Beasley and a Jared Vanderbilt to that lineup, now you have a lot more utility. Now you have a guy in Malik Beasley who's shown that he can play in the mid-range, but he's also a guy that's a potent three-point shooter between 35 and 40% on the regular Malik Beasley. That's in the upper tier of the NBA. There's a lot of value in that for the Atlanta Hawks. And so my feeling is that, Jake, that's a deal that makes a lot of sense. And I don't know why you wouldn't, if you're Danny Ainge, why you wouldn't do that. I think the bigger question has been who's going to be that third team, because I think Phoenix is desperate is a strong word. Phoenix is in a really difficult position. And again, I think they're the most aggressive teams on the phone, the team on the phone in the NBA. I think they recognize that even when they're healthy across the board, they don't have enough to compete with Denver right now, because Denver's playing at an exceptionally high level. Now,
no, I guess not.
Jamal Murray's playing with this knee. Michael Porter Jr. is playing with all kinds of physical ailments. Like the dad bod God is never going to play it higher than the level he's playing at now, I wouldn't think. Like they have an opportunity right now to go out and compete for an NBA championship. To do that, you probably are going to have to bolster yourself. And if you want to catch that team, you too are going to have to bolster yourself. And I think in the West, we could talk all about Memphis. We could talk all about, teams like Phoenix, the Clippers. The Clippers, though, are a real viable threat to Denver because the Clippers can defend that. And if you bring in a guy like a Mike Conley who can move the ball, who doesn't need to be a bucket getter, but certainly can hit the three at a high level, can still penetrate, like that's somebody that's of extreme value to you. Yeah. Of course, no different than John Wall. Mike Conley's a guy that's got a history of injuries. Is Mike Conley a guy that the Clippers can count on? I think because the Jazz have done such a good job managing his minutes and keeping him healthy, you get the perception that Mike Conley is a guy who's having a year and he's able to stay healthy.
Well, and he's looked good recently too.
He has.
And I don't just mean like in the stat sheet. I mean, when you look at Mike physically, like when you look at how he's moving on the floor, like the cutting, you can just tell when a guy's healthy. And Mike looks healthy. He looks 100% to me. Now, maybe, maybe his body feels a little sore after a game or something. But what I'm talking about is he doesn't have an injury that's holding him back. Like being sore after a game is you're old. Like that's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah, you're dust. You're old.
Like it just is what it is. So to me, I just look at it and I say, okay, they're doing a really good job. Managing Mike's minutes, playing Talon Horton-Tucker, playing Malik Beasley, but not playing him too much. Like, that's where I think, like, this is why when you hired Will Hardy, this is why you did that, because you needed a guy to follow the path. You needed someone to follow Danny's vision, which was, okay, there's going to come a time where I don't need you to coach this basketball team necessarily to win every game, right? But what I need you to do in the 3 weeks leading up to the deadline is manage minutes, play guys enough to show them out, but not play them too much to run them into the ground. That's the top priority right now. So to me, when you watch Jazz games like this game tonight, pay attention. How much does Mike play? How much does THT play? How much does Walker Kessler play? Like, watch how much they play these guys.
Yeah, and I'll be interested tonight to see if THT gets back on the floor. It does not look like Lauri Markkanen's going to play tonight. I don't think.
But like a perfect example in Lauri, you don't have any reason to rush the guy back. There's no reason to expedite his recovery from this hip thing. Like, let the guy play the injury out, right? Like, hey, if it takes 2 weeks for you to get healthy, fine, because we're not trading you anyway, right? You're going to be here. So to me, I just look at it and I say, hey, like, it is what it is.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, I just went to check Sarah Todd's Twitter for an NBA update, and I am all of a sudden blocked by Sarah Todd.
Well,
the beat writer for the Des News.
And I'm blocked as well. What do you know?
Wow, that's crazy. I just don't understand. And anyway, that's remarkable.
Let me go. Let me see. Okay, let's see.
That is remarkable to me.
I mean, I don't take it personally. I just think it's funny. It's not like my feelings are hurt.
Yeah, I think it's terrible. I don't understand. That's so funny to me. This whole thing, this whole thing with the Jazz media is a major problem. This is a major problem.
When you say that, what do you mean? What do you...
You cannot continue to attack people in the media or attack fans of the Jazz if you're the Jazz media. And I guess I just don't understand that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing I'd like to say on it is that I think that this town is... A lot of people like to debate, hey, what kind of town is this? Is this a football town? Is this a basketball town? Is this a badminton town, right? This is... to me, when the Jazz are good or really not even good, like when they're relevant, when they're doing things, when people are interested, it's a Jazz town. Even if the Utes are good, I believe this is a Jazz town. So to me, I just look at it and I say, hey, it doesn't offend me that Sarah blocked me. It doesn't, my feelings aren't hurt. Like, I put all that behind me. Like, we apologized. I apologized. I'm good with it. Like, I'm fine. Like, I'm chilling. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's just more like you can't go after people in the fan base, man. Like Twitter,
Man.
like I hope if there's any media professionals listening to this show, and I know there is, right, specifically in this town, don't go after fans on Twitter. You understand your role, right? Hey, everyone, like we get attacked on Twitter all the time from fans. It happens. Like they're going to say that what they want to say, but you can't just go and bash them over the head. Like use the mute button, bro.
Listen, our job, we're public speakers.
Yeah.
Our job, we're going to get criticized.
Yeah.
I'm not even that upset. I'm sad for Sarah. That is. I'm not upset about that. Like I said, maybe I should stop reading Sarah. I don't know. I read Sarah every day.
In like Fat Jesus' comment right here, where you're like, hey, I blocked Sarah because we got your guys' back. Like, it's not like I really want to emphasize this, right? And I'm not coming after you, Fat Jesus, personally or anything, but it's not us against Sarah. It's not us against anybody. Like, it just isn't. Like, it pisses people off when we talk about the whole media bias thing. That upsets a lot of people in this town. But I want to make it clear, I don't know Sarah personally. He doesn't know Sarah personally. Like, it's not like that. We're just having a conversation about basically the state of the union, with the media, and that upsets some people. And so I guess, I don't know. I guess she just,
We're public figures. You're gonna get your bag slapped, man.
And the thing is,
but wait, hold on.
Yeah.
If you can't handle Twitter, don't be there.
Yeah.
Twitter is no longer a conversation space. You understand that? Twitter's not something where you go back and forth and have conversations with people. That's not what Twitter's about.
What do you think Twitter's about now? Because I think this is it's a great question.
I think Twitter is about fighting and likes to fight guy and keyboard warrior and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I think Twitter's about. Twitter is pointing out that Sarah Todd's a woman, not that she's a journalist. Right? Like that's where that was the sad thing about what happened. And if you didn't see it, Sarah Todd got into us over Jake said that you had to pay to read her stuff at the Des News, which you don't. It's free. She lost her mind over that, tweeted a bunch of stuff at us, insulted us. People got upset about that, defended her, went after her. Like, it was ugly. It was, and you know what else it was? Completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
You could have DM'd, you could, whatever. We'd have happily retracted it. And we did. We released the video, released a correction, and it turns into nonsense like this. It's just not needed. It's just not needed. You're a member of the media. You're going to get slapped. It is what it is. Brett Stubbs, good morning to you, friend. Long time no see. Says, do y'all ever think we're doing this too early? I mean, I know talk radio was early and all, but at what point do you think YouTube Live will replace what you're also doing on the radio? Frankly, we're not on the radio anymore because we're on YouTube Live. And this was another point of contention with Sarah. All of the radio companies have offered us jobs. Every single one of them. Every one of them. Every sports website. Go. I'm not even going to be specific about it, but go look at them. They've all said, hey, why don't you come over here and stream your show? Hey, why don't you come do your show here? Hey, we're going to replace these guys. Why don't you come be that show? Mm-hmm. And we're not doing that because we're streaming. And that's why I said, dude, our live show does 200,000 views a month. Yeah. And do you understand that? There's not a radio show that does 200,000 views or listeners a month. They just don't. And then we cut up highlights of the show and we do 100 and something thousand more. And yesterday it was interesting. We were talking to a potential advertiser and he's like, oh yeah, I listen to your show on Apple, or I listen to your show on Spotify. And we're growing because we're not on the radio.
Yeah.
And you have to understand that the game has changed. The game has changed. I don't know. Anyway, let's keep talking. That just threw me off a little bit because I go to look at Sarah Todd, the beat writer for the Des News for the Jazz, she blocked us. So we wind up plugging her anyways because we're saying, hey, Sarah Todd blocked us.
I don't even mind plugging her, dude.
No.
Like, her work is fine. I've read it every day for like the last 3-4 days. It's decent work. Like, it's good work.
Unlike you, I've read Sarah Todd for 2 years now. Since she got here, I've read her work. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. All right, let's get your thoughts in here on the Jazz. If you're watching the shows, please give us a thumbs up and a like. That really helps the show grow. Forrest G, first one in this morning, Forrest. Good to see you in the GZ.
What up?
Eric and Raleigh said trade everyone.
Okay.
Doesn't really work that way. But by the way, Eric and Raleigh, did you see that Tom Brady is now rumored to be joining Sean Payton with the Panthers? We'll talk about that coming up. Yusuf, good morning to you. Teddy Wayman, what's up? No reason to insult us or call us names. Why are you calling me an imp, bro? That's crazy. He's not. Richard Wingett says good morning. Hello. Ghoul, what's up? Good to see you, bud. He said, my bad. I meant to say in my opinion. The only untouchable on this team should be Laurie and the rookies. I think the untouchables on this team are Walker Kessler and Laurie Markkinen.
Agreed.
That's it. And by the way, according to Eric Walden at the Tribune, Laurie Markkinen was upgraded to questionable. Kelly Olynyk is going to remain out for the Jazz. So take that for what it's worth. I think you're exactly right. I wouldn't trade Laurie Markkinen. I think he's playing at an incredibly high level, and I wouldn't trade Walker Kessler. I'd trade Ochai Agbaji. I know we talked about this on the show yesterday. Ochai Agbaji is never going to be a top 5 player on an NBA championship roster. Now, that doesn't mean he's not valuable, because certainly you probably need 25 guys a year to win a championship. But is Ochai Agbaji ever a top 5 player on a championship roster? Probably not. Is he a top 7 player? Yeah, if he scales all the way up to the top of his potential, he's probably a 6th or 7th guy on your roster, I would think. And if he ever becomes a top 5 guy, fantastic, because he's clearly got the work ethic. And as I feel like I'm saying every day on this show, we're gonna find out who he is when he meets the top of his talent. When he gets to his talent, and that's it, and he's maxed out his talent. How do you keep growing? How do you get better after that? That's what makes guys like Kobe and Steph and Jordan and LeBron, that's what makes them so much better, is they figure that out. Eric and Raleigh says, do we have to hear from Aaron Rodgers? Oh, you're going to hear from A-Rod in 25 minutes on Football at 50. Thanks to our friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Trust me, that's not one you want to miss. Mudcat, how the heck are you? Excuse me, Madcat. Whoa. Brett Robbins says, all I want is Laurie Kessler and Ochai. Everyone else, I don't care what we get for them. But those guys should be untouchable. So is Ochai really untouchable?
Well, I think that the tough thing with Ochai is, I'm not going to say Ochai is untouchable, but what I am going to say is I'd really like Ochai to be here. I would be really quite reticent to trade Ochai Agbaji, because I think that Ochai has potential to get to that level where you're that dominant corner, wing 3-point shooter that every championship team needs and has. When I think of a guy like that, I think about, like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in the bubble, right? With the Lakers, helping them win a championship.
Absolutely.
Like I think he can be that guy. And by the way, the other things I like, instinctually, I like that he's always looking to rebound. He just, some guys in the NBA are not real great about rebounding. Other guys, want to rebound, but they suck at it. Ochai finds himself somewhere in the middle where he's always looking to contribute defensively and on the glass. Sometimes he get outsized, and that's the reality of the league. But there are a lot of times where Walker Kessler is going after something, and he can't quite get there, but Ochai is there, right? It's kind of that secondary guy cleaning up the mess if the Jazz don't get the rebound. So to me, that's why I like him. Now, again, that is also why a lot of other teams like Ochai. So, I don't think he can be on the untouchables list, but he would be on the, hey, you're going to have to probably overpay just a little bit to get him off my roster list.
Oh, I think that's certainly true, but I'm not married to him. I'm not. I think Ochai Agbaji is a super talented guy. The thing that scares you about trading him, he's a rookie, and you're seeing this massive growth. Like, you're seeing just this unbelievable growth in instincts. You're seeing that, he's becoming a really tenacious defender, and he's attacking the ball, and you love all of that. But if Ochai Agbaji is the cherry on top of a deal that gets me a player and another first-round pick, he's gone.
Yeah, you have to.
He's gone.
You don't have a choice.
I mean, it's really that simple.
Shit, let's go.
Yeah, Yusuf, what's up? He said, I don't mind trading Beasley after seeing Agbi.
I'm assuming that's Agbaji.
Agbaji, okay. And my Monty fan, who's a member of the program, good morning. In hell, the only GM you can trade with is Danny Ainge. Well,
dude, I mean,
you get right with God, man. Let's see. Kanai Johnson says, top of the morning, fellas. With the Monty Show, you get the future of sports before the world knows what's going on. Oh, KJ, I appreciate that. Good to see you. Mike Maples, what's up? Mapes is also a member of the show. Good morning, friends. Monty blowing out his shoulder, swinging awfully big wiffle ball bats. We were talking about in the members-only Instagram chat the other day that I used to hit dingers off of Jake in wiffle ball. In good old Northbrook, Illinois, we had a 1/4 acre for a backyard.
So don't even think about messing with me.
And Jake would always tell me that, he was the greatest pitcher ever, and then he'd throw like a 5-mile-an-hour fastball. And I could be wrong. And I know we have a rover on Mars.
Right.
But I don't believe that wiffle ball has landed yet, and it's on its way to Mars still.
Right.
I could be wrong.
Right.
Is this the dagger?
But if you'd like to become a member of the show, it is $9.99 a month. But man, I tell you, again, yesterday talking about all kinds of craziness in the Instagram members only chat for the Monty Show.
There is an opportunity currently happening in the membership that we're not discussing on the show that you only know about if you're a member.
If you're a member, we have a members only promotion going on that we're not going to talk about on the show because you have to be a member.
That's right.
But yeah, you get exclusive videos every day. You get access to our Instagram member chat. You get access to members only promotions. You get discounts on our merch when it never drops. So you get discounts on our merch. You get first access to it. 5-time entry into all of our contests. Like, it's just fantastic. And you guys, by the way, speaking, our March 10th birthday bash that we're having here at the Maverick Center. Oh my God.
It's heating up.
Oh my God. There is potential to do. Oh man, you want to be at that, and we're gonna take our members to it. And Chris Karn, who is the first member of our Monty Show,
I'm a man.
$9.99 a month membership. Chris Karn was the first one. He's the first one into that birthday bash.
Auto bid.
So I'm telling you, it's not something you want to miss. I put a link in the chat. $9.99 a month. You can cancel anytime. So please feel free. If you would like to join, we'd love to have you. Fibbo the man. This season is showing us what player was the biggest problem for Utah, and that's Gobert. Donovan is playing great. Bojan is brilliant in Detroit. Boy, isn't he brilliant in Detroit. And I'm telling you, the Lakers. Now, there was a report yesterday that Jeannie Buss, the LA Times beat reporter for the Lakers, or maybe it was, I could be wrong. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Sam Amick had, I think, the story that Jeannie Buss does not want to trade any future draft assets to help today's team.
Why?
I don't know, because in my opinion, I believe that when you have LeBron James playing at this level, you're either gonna trade future draft assets, or what are you gonna trade?
AD.
Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Or Bron's going to leave.
No, he's not going to leave.
Well,
he has repeatedly said he wants to finish his career with the Lakers. And by the way, I don't know, and I think you guys are going to think, oh, this is dumb. What do you mean high school kid? Bronny James jumped 11 spots in the national rankings in the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Because he's growing exponentially as a player. He's going to be in the league in probably 2 years.
This is my only thing with Bron. I agree. He has said adamantly he wants to be a Laker the rest of his career.
Yes.
He has said that. Like, I believe him 100%. But what I don't believe, and my biggest concern for Jeannie and the Lakers as an organization, frankly, is that they have lost sight of who they are. And I've said this repeatedly. You are the Los Angeles Lakers. Losing is not an option unless Eugenie Buss and Rob Pelinka, apparently it is an option. And so to me, I just think expectations are high. And if I'm LeBron James, I'm not going to put winning second because I want to finish as a Laker. I'm just not. Like, LeBron, you are a generational, once-in-a-lifetime guy. I don't know how that works. Like, I understand, hey, your family's comfortable. Like, I get it. But what
has he said? It's about more than basketball for him now. Los Angeles is about more. It's about his family. It's about his kids. It's about his burgeoning business empire.
But he also said he's not interested in just playing basketball to play basketball.
Right. But I also think when he's changed his tune now and saying, I want to be a Laker for the rest of my career, I think that's a signal that there have been conversations. I think they're going to trade Anthony Davis. I don't think that's a deal you can do at the deadline. That's just my opinion. The flipping guy's been hurt. I don't know how you trade a guy that's been hurt.
Yeah.
I don't, but I feel like that's a signal that they've had conversations. So, I have to believe, and again, this is just my opinion, I have to believe that they trade Anthony Davis in the summer and they win a championship next year. The Lakers are that team, unlike the Jazz, unlike any other team pretty much in the NBA. The Lakers are that team that can be really bad one year and win a championship the next because it's a destination. And every free agent wants to go there.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Where did Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and where were all those guys first linked to? Where did Kyrie Irving say he wanted to go? You heard it first on the show. DeMar DeRozan. All of them want to be Lakers, man. DeMar DeRozan has hinted at, with the Chicago media, he would accept a trade to the Lakers today. He would do that. And I think the Bulls, by the way, will trade Zach LaVine. It is known in my friends' circle that I am a unapologetic, suffering Chicago Bulls fan.
Yeah.
And so anytime something happens, it's like, oh, hey, bro. DeMar changed his shoes at halftime, bro.
Dude.
So an NBA guy that I talk to pretty regularly was like, they're trading DeMar, right? It's like, okay, man. Okay. I hope they do because then they're all in on Zach LaVine, that fraud. And then we'll see.
Maybe Zach can spend some more time on the injury report. Douche.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, it's fine. Ron Nolan says, do you think she blocked you squatting and leaning or standing and bending? Listen to me. And he says paper or palm, nasty. First of all, we don't use anything but moist flushable wipes in this house.
And no, I'm not here for bidet guy.
No, we're not. Oh, look at that. Travis Bird, our newest member, Big Daddy Magic, has joined the program.
Well.
Big Daddy Magic
Welcome
is
to the program.
in the exclusive group of the Monty Show. Everybody welcome Travis Bird to the exclusive Monty Show membership. Now Travis has access to premium content. We put out a member video every day, and sometimes that's hard news. Sometimes that, hey, here's my motivational, thoughts for the day. We put you you'll be in the exclusive Instagram membership group chat. Make sure you DM Jake at SLC Supercars, Travis Bird.
SLC Jake.
I said SLC Supercars. My bad. I was looking for my bad. See, you change your name so much, but SLC Jake on Twitter and Instagram. And please follow him on Twitter and Instagram. Your following is pretty weak.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty weak.
Doesn't
Jake,
bother
come
me,
on,
though.
man. Come on.
Yeah.
Follow Jake on Twitter and Instagram, SLC Jake. Big Daddy Magic, message Jake. Say, hey, I'm in the membership.
I'm in
Let's
the
go.
thing,
I did the
Hey, guys.
thing to get in the thing.
Hey, guys.
Appreciate that so much, Travis Bird. Good to see you. Travis still has not made time to take a picture with us,
Right.
even though he asks me all the time. Still has not, but Troy Cushing says, welcome, T-Bird, you casual. Yusuf said, do we lose JC if we go for Collins? I don't think so. One of the interesting things, and I've heard this quite a bit about Jordan Clarkson, is that Danny Ainge has put a very high asking price on JC. I think it would take a minimum of 2 first-round picks to get Jordan, and I think you would have to probably – there's going to have to be a bigger deal there. My guess is that's a multiplayer trade. I don't think you're doing the Kelly Olynyk here. You take Boyan, give me Kelly, I'll buy out this player, and we'll all go about our lives. I don't see that happening. I don't see, hey, you give me Royce, I'll give you a first-round pick. Like, I don't see that happening. I think Jordan is in a larger trade, and I think it would take 2 first-round picks for Danny Ainge, and one of them had better be this year to trade Jordan Clarkson. And again, exclusively on the Monty Show, we told you that Jordan has said, I'm not going to sign an extension. And it's not that he's like, I hate SLC, or it's simply a matter of the collective bargaining agreement that they can't offer him the money that he will get this summer in free agency. Jordan's on a player option. They can only offer him 120% of what he's making now. So that'd be a total of $16 million. He's going to get $22 to $24 million. From what most NBA executives believe, Jordan's valued at $22 to $24 million a year. So he's a guy I do believe that could go to a championship contender and help them push towards, an NBA Finals. And I think then he's going to be one of the hottest guys on the free agent market this summer, Jordan Clarkson. And I think Jordan also recognizes this is his last contract of consequence. Sure, in 4 years, when Jordan Clarkson's 35 years old, is he going to get another deal? Yeah, he'll get a 1-year deal. He'll get 1 year with an option. This is his last big contract.
Yeah.
This is a deal or a contract that could net him upwards of $70 million. The Jazz are not able to offer him that at this time. So trading him makes the most sense. He has also said, hey, if you can move me to a contender or a real championship contending team, I would appreciate that. He hasn't demanded a trade. He has asked to be traded to a contender.
The cat is back,
dude. I'm telling you, man. Now we know it's a cat. I feel a little better. But there is howling and dying happening in the corridors of the Maverick Center right now,
good, bro. It's not good.
We actually, and if you're new to this, and if you don't know this about the Monty Show, we have had like some crazy activity happen in this studio.
When I die, I'm going to paradise.
Maybe. But we had like the deadbolt on the door open on its own and the handle turned. The other morning, there was like shrieking.
Yeah.
That now I believe was probably this cat. And I actually think there's multiple cats.
Yeah, I think there's 2.
I don't think there's just one cat in the building.
I think there's 2.
But the cat is currently making noises that are,
Yeah. Now, if you were a member of the show, like Travis Bird now is, you would have seen the cat this morning in our Instagram chat because we found it and took a video.
It found us.
It did, actually.
There's a link to join the membership as well.
And you saw the Mav in kind of a cool lighting setup.
Yeah. B. Skrills says, the word I heard, Anthony Davis is good, but just not playing, shake my head. There's a lot of people saying that Anthony Davis of the LA Lakers is healthy, but just not playing. I don't know if that's the case or not. We'll see. There were people talking about how he's doing basketball activities, and I doubt that Anthony Davis is doing that.
I agree. I
can't buy that.
You want to make an AD deal at the deadline. Like that's a summer deal.
Yep. Jacob Yates, good morning. Trade everyone over the age of 25 and gift dope to Rocky Mountain Recycling Services, LLC. Well, and again, another thing that we got our ass kicked for on the show is saying, Udoka Azubuike's not an NBA player.
Oh, you guys are idiots. You don't know anything. Do you even watch Jazz basketball?
We've seen a lot of him up close and personal, and I just have never thought that Doak was an NBA athlete. He is not athletically gifted. He is a big body that is not flexible, is not mobile. Mm-hmm. He frankly is an awkward athlete. And I don't value him as a guy that I don't believe he's a top 10 player on a roster. Mm. I think he's a guy that wears a warm-up and fills out your salary cap. I think that's who he is. And if I were Udoka Azubuike, I'd be looking for a European deal so I got heavy minutes of consequence, because playing in the G League, he ain't going to do that. It just doesn't matter. Talking with Raphael podcast. My guy, what's up? Good to see you. Hope the baby's well. LeBron also said he wants to play with his son. That's on the bucket list. Yep, exactly right. Exactly right. Teddy Wayman says, welcome, Travis. Teddy, good to see you. He's a member. NY Monty fan says, first there was Larry, then there was Travis. Welcome to the crew. Exactly right. Mm-hmm. Mapes says, yes. Big Daddy Magic.
Yep.
See, Travis, everybody loves having you on the show. Yes. Giggity says, Travis getting it done.
Yes.
Jeff, G-off, whatever your flavor is, says, welcome, Travis. Now you can tell us how you wipe. See, that's what happens on this show. Teddy Wayman says, I'm not a fan of Terrence Mann. He can stay in L.A. I'm a huge fan of Terrence Mann. I think Terrence Mann is a role player, and in an organization that develops talent, and this Jazz organization is a development organization now, I would love to see him hit his top end potential.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's wearing a Jazz uniform, hell yeah, let's do it. If I can trade Mike Conley and one of the guys I get in return is Terrence Mann, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
I'm doing that. NY Monty fan says that's not a cat. That's wailing Sarah Todd. Oh, take it easy.
Chill, dude. Chill, bro.
Take it easy.
Chill.
It
doesn't need to be. Look, I understand you guys, I understand that I'm not going to say you guys. Like, people like to make jokes. There's just, we're just not here for, personal attacks.
Teddy says, catch the kitty. It's scared. I can't get within 50 feet of it.
Yeah, it just runs away, dude.
I can't get it within 50. I would love to help. Whoa. Jacob Yates says, cats wailing and shrieking like that means it's making kittens. You should feel privileged witnessing the creation of the next generation.
So wait, did you just say they're repopulating the earth at the Mav?
That could be. Those could be cries of pregnancy. Those could be cries of pregnancy. Listen, cries of pregnancy. That there's no bridge to say that Utah Jazz Talk on the Monty Show is presented by Quack Car Wash.
Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you the secret to impressing my neighbors, the YA coworkers, you name it. I just swing by Quick Quack. It seriously takes 2 minutes, and people can't stop, won't stop checking me out. Getting a clean car is definitely my best life hack. Kids are messy, camping's dirty, but my truck sure isn't.
Quick Quack Car Wash presents all of our NBA and Utah Jazz Talk right here on the Monty Show. I love going there 5 minutes in and out, and I get to deal with humans. I don't have to put my credit card into any machine. I am on a membership. No, it's not free. I am happy to pay. I'm happy to support local business. So hook it up at Quick Quack Car Wash. Make sure you tell them about it on the Monty Show real quick. Hires Big H.
Yeah.
I go to the one in Midvale.
Yeah.
Hires Big H came out yesterday. I believe you tweeted the news article.
Yeah, KSL had it.
They're not raising their prices.
Mm-hmm. Even though I believe the cost of chicken has gone up 135%.
Go eat it, Hires Big H.
Go support them, man.
Please. That is unbelievable. I've known Mark Hale, the owner of Hires, for a decade. Good dude, good family, long, deep roots in our community. Go eat at Hires Big H. To be committed to not raising prices in this economy is pretty special.
Yeah.
That's pretty special. That tells you about their commitment. Giggity says Jake should be used to not getting close to a kitty.
Please.
No, Giggity. I'm not playing your games this morning. I'm not doing it.
Mark Hale says, I have no problem with Quick Quack Car Wash, but that commercial is lame. That is Jake's favorite guy. That is Jake's favorite absolute guy.
Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you.
That's his dude. Jake loves him.
Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you the secret to impressing my neighbors, the YA coworkers, you name it. I just swing by.
I mean, that's your dude.
I mean, dude, Quick Quack is a solid brand, dude.
It is.
I love the car washes. Like, but say what you want about the commercials, man. Whatever,
but that
dude.
dude's amazing.
Yeah.
Jake, that you know. Anyway, all right, football 50 in 5 minutes. You're going to hear from Aaron Rodgers today. Yusuf says, would you be okay moving JC and Conley? Absolutely.
Yes, 100%. Yeah,
there's no doubt I would. I would absolutely do that. I think you have to make tough decisions when you're in the position that Danny and Ryan Smith are in. I think you have to understand that Jordan Clarkson has value. You are not going to compete for a championship in the next season and a half. You got to move him on. And
Yes.
I think if you can get, especially if you can get a first-round pick for those guys, why would you not do that?
Yeah.
That's just my opinion, though. But okay. Uncle Khaled, what's up, Khaled? AD is one of the most underrated players in the league. Sure, he's injury-prone, but he's top 5 when he plays. He just doesn't play.
Yeah, it doesn't play much,
He
man.
does not play.
And you're paying him through the nose.
And again, I don't even think it's about what you're paying him. You're wasting LeBron James. LeBron is playing. Every chance I get to watch LeBron play, I'm going to do it. I am so thankful that we got to watch him live together.
Yeah.
Because he's just a special player, man. Like, I know people hate LeBron and I know people hate the Lakers. if you get to watch LeBron James play, especially in person, do it.
Do it, man.
Either spend the money, like whatever you have to do.
It.
LeBron's worth it. And I'm telling you, they're wasting LeBron James without a doubt. Jeremy Severe says, to catch a cat, you have to first show that you aren't a threat or do what my dad does, use a raccoon trap.
Okay.
Hey, man, I say do it. Yusuf says, quacky clean.
That's right.
Exactly right.
That's right.
Tom says, that really is awesome. Taking a hit on the profit margin to do the right by customers is unheard of. Proud of that place. Go eat at Hires Big H. I'm telling you, just get a patty melt and a peppermint shake, and you'll thank me all day long.
I don't know about no peppermint shake.
Oh,
you can get a
excuse me.
Shake.
Mint peppermint shake. Dude, it's so good. It is so good, I'm telling you. Boyd Lake says, as a kid, mom and dad used to take us to Hires in Murray for a burger and a root beer. Good times.
Yeah, I was tweeting with a few people who said they have the best root beers in the Valley, apparently.
Well, you know what? Maybe we go there for lunch today just to support. I'm telling you guys. And Mrs. Monty loves the patty melt there. Maybe we'll wait till the weekend. Fan. I'm telling you, please go. And when you do that, tweet us pictures. They don't advertise on the show. Again, I know Mark Hale, that is in our community, that guy's undefeated. I mean, him and his wife, I believe, are out of the country serving a mission right now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain.
Yeah.
So go and tweet us pictures. I would love to support them in any way we can. P. Emerson J says, I agree, Doak needs to be dumped in a trade. Cartman 7978 says, where would Jordan Clarkson go? I mean, I can tell you a handful of teams: the Chicago Bulls, the New York Knicks, the Atlanta Hawks, the Phoenix Suns, the LA Lakers, like all of those. I mean, I know for certain that the Philadelphia 76ers have expressed interest. I mean, he is got a plethora of teams. That there is I think my Jazz source says a robust. He loves the word robust.
Robust.
Not to out my guy, but he loves the word robust. A robust amount of traffic for Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah.
So, Tom says, I watched the whole Aaron Rodgers interview yesterday. Stoked to hear a Bears fan's take on it. You're not. You're not. Would that be street clothes AD? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Anthony Street Clothes Davis.
That's correct.
Charles Barkley hit the nail on the head on that. San Diego State, who is a member of the program, says, the Monty Show is no ESPN Sports Center, but it'll do.
Well played.
Thank you. Good morning, casuals. Good morning to you, sir. Nameless says, Anthony Street Clothes Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, school. Mm-hmm. Brett Robbins. Doak just needs bought out. Imagine being on a team and every time you see him, you have PTSD of Desmond Bain. Can't play through that. Well, look, if I'm Doak, I want to be in the NBA. The hotels are nice. The per diem's nice. The bus is nice. The plane is nice. I get it.
Yeah.
But he is never, in my opinion, going to get an opportunity to be a regular, even rotational player on this club. He won't be. And, the funny thing is I don't have to go and make his decisions. But is he not the guy that you're like, dude, if I have to handcuff you to an airplane seat, I'm sending you to Europe. I'll do it. Like, get your ass on a plane and go play in Spain. Go play in Germany. Go play against other grown male adults and become what you're going to become. Because playing in the G League for him is a useless endeavor. Mm-hmm. Because he needs to go somewhere where nobody cares about him. Go somewhere where you are nameless and let your basketball build your identity.
Yeah.
Go be like, look at, and I know that we don't say the JIMMER on this show.
Don't you say it.
But the Jimma.
Yeah.
I felt like almost like a lifting.
Yeah, there was an outpouring there.
Anyway, he's a great example of that.